Hello, this is Roland. But not a lot of people call him that, do they? No, most people call him Holey Roley, and I expect you can guess why. It's because he just loves everything about holes. Do you know, he loves to dig holes in the garden at home, and when he's at nursery, he digs holes there. He digs holes in the sand and he digs holes in the digging area. And he's always hunting for things with holes in. And when he's not doing that, he loves to eat things with holes in. Do you know, his mummy has to buy him sweeties with holes in. And breakfast cereal with holes in. And biscuits with holes in. He just loves everything about holes. But last week, all this messing about with holes got you into a bit of trouble, didn't it? I know. And can we tell everybody your story about why you got into trouble? Can we? What do you think? We can? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. You sit down here and we'll tell your story. It was a Saturday morning and Holey Roley wanted to go to the park to look for holes. And his mum said, "Roland, we can't go to the park this morning. I've got all the washing to do. So we just can't. You'll just have to do something else." Oh, but Holey Roley was so disappointed. He begged and begged his mummy. He said, "Oh, Mum, please, I've just got to go to the park to look for holes. Please, Mum, please." Well, he went on so much that in the end she said, "Well, all right, Roland, but you'll have to wait until I finish the washing." "Oh, Mum, thank you," said Holey Roley. Well, while she was doing the washing, he was hopping from one foot to another. He just couldn't wait until it was time to go to the park to look for holes. Well, in the end, there was the washing hanging on the line. And his mum said, "Come on, Roland, we can go now." So Roland got his coat and he got his boots and off they went to the park. They went down the path, out of the gate, along the street and through the big gates of the park. And as he walked, Holey Roley sang his little holy song. It goes like this: "Moles dig holes and diggers dig holes. Some birds make holes in trees. Dogs dig holes and bury their bones, and hives have holes for bees." Well, just as he got into the park, he saw the slide. So he went up the steps and he came down with a big whee. And it was just as he jumped off the slide that he saw it. There, in a tree, Holey Roley saw a hole. And he said to his mum, he said, "Mum, look at that hole in the tree." He said, "There's got to be something in that hole and I've just got to go and see what it is." So he began to run towards the hole. And as he ran, he looked to the left, he looked to the right, he looked straight ahead. And then, what did he see there in the tree? There in the tree, he saw a little baby bird. Oh, it was lovely, and he didn't want to frighten it. So he crept away and he went back to his mum and he said, "Oh, Mum," he said, "that was a fantastic hole." He said, "I saw this little baby bird. Oh, and it was lovely." He said, "Come on, Mum, let's go and find another hole." So they walked on through the park until they came to a big wall. Now, most people probably wouldn't have seen it, but Holey Roley did. He spotted a tiny little hole in the wall. He said, "Mum, there's a hole in that wall and I've just got to see what's in it." So he ran towards the hole, and as he ran, he looked to the left, he looked to the right, and he looked straight ahead. And then he looked right into the tiny hole. And what did he see? There, in the tiny hole, he saw a little mouse. But when the little mouse saw Holey Roley, it scampered away. Well, he ran back to his mum and he said, "Oh, Mum," he said, "that was a great hole again." He said, "I saw a little mouse." He said, "Oh, come on, Mum, let's go right to the other side of the park and see what we can see." So they walked on and they passed some houses. Now, at the back of the houses was a whole big fence, and in the fence was a tiny hole, a little place where the fence was broken. And Holey Roley spotted it and he said, "Mum, there's got to be something behind that hole and I want to see what it is." "Well, go and look," said his mum. So off he went. And as he ran, he looked to the left and he looked to the right and he looked straight ahead. And then slowly and carefully he put his eye to the hole. Now what had he found? Oh! What he had found was a big, hairy hound. Oh, he was really scared. He ran back to his mum and he said, "Oh, Mum, that was a scary hole." He said, "Come on, let's go and see the ducks." So they walked towards the duck pond. And when they got there, the ducks were being really, really noisy, quacking and quacking and quacking. So Holey Roley said, "Oh, Mummy said, this is too noisy." He said, "Let's carry on." But then they came to the football pitch, where it was even noisier because someone had just scored a goal. Hooray! Hooray! Everybody was shouting. And then, just as they passed the football pitch, that was when Holey Roley saw it. He was so excited. There in the ground, he saw the biggest hole he had ever seen in his whole life. He ran towards it, and as he ran, he looked to the left and he looked to the right and he looked straight ahead. And then what did he do? He threw himself into the hole. Oh, and what did he find? I don't think you'll mind if I tell you. It was wet, wet, wet. Holey Roley was up to there in deep, muddy water. He called for his mummy. "Mum! Mum! Help!" And his mum ran over to the hole and she hauled him out of the hole. And she said, "Roland, I told you all this messing about in holes would get you into trouble. Now, home." So, dripping with mud and water, Holey Roley walked home, past the football pitch, past the ducks, past the fence with the hole in it, past the wall, past the tree, and he didn't go on the slide. He was too wet and mucky. They walked out of the park, along the street, and up the path to his house. And when he got into the porch, his mummy said, "Roland, strip." She said, "You're not going into the house with all that mud and water dripping from you." So Holey Roley had to take off all his clothes and he stood in the porch with nothing on. But then his mummy took him upstairs and she put him in the bath and got him nice and clean. But you know what? It didn't stop him, because the very next day he was out again. And what do you think he was doing? looking for holes.